Narcissists are driven by a deep desire to control others. Needless to say, they have no control over their life. That's why they control yours. The crazy thing is, if it becomes possible, they even control your breathing patterns, how you show up, how you present yourself, how you talk. When you are on your phone, they might start rude, loud commentary that was not asked for, to correct you, criticize you, put you down, or to hold your attention because they need your attention all the time. And that makes you feel extremely hyper vigilant and disconnected with the person that you are talking with. Let's try to understand why they do this in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In today's episode, we'll understand why a narcissist starts making loud, rude commentary in the background when you are on a call. If that sounds interesting and you're curious to know more, please make sure to subscribe before we begin, because your subscription helps spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. In one of my recent videos, I talked about 3 confusing, weird behaviors of a narcissist that no one understands. This episode is an addition to the same. If you haven't watched it already, watch it now by clicking the I button above or the link in the description. To understand why a narcissist starts loud, rude commentary in the background when you are on a call, we have to understand one very important thing, and that is such individuals are driven by a deep desire to control other people's lives, and they need constant attention because they have zero control over their life, so they have to control others to feel in control. Also, we need to understand that these are shame-driven individuals who see you as an extension of themselves. So everything you do and say has to happen and has to be said according to them, what they think is the right way to express it. When you are on a call, of course, you are going to operate through an agency that only you have control over. But they do not accept that. They want to take over, they want to suppress your agency, and almost they want to speak through you. In general, there are 4 reasons that help us understand why they do this. The first one is their attention-seeking behavior. Narcissists need attention like you need oxygen. They are driven by it. It is their fuel, it is their gas, it is what drives them. So it's self-explanatory why they would start commentary in the background when you are on a call. Of course, they need your attention. They can't stand the fact that you're talking with someone and there is a unique separate relationship you have ongoing with that person, even if it is not personal, and the narcissist is not a part of it. They have to interrupt. They have to make themselves known. When you talk with someone else, they feel neglected, abandoned, which makes them feel diminished. They also feel that shame in themselves, which is always there right under the surface, and a small trigger brings that up. They're so insecure in themselves and so dependent on your attention that they start creating noises in the background. They start playing music, they start talking loudly, or they might get on a call unnecessarily just to make themselves known or to make it seem like, well, I do not depend on you, when it's nothing but an attention-seeking behavior. This disruption really makes you feel weirded out. You feel like, what's going on with this person? Oh, it's like a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old boy or a girl in an adult's body who just needs his or her mommy or daddy right there. That is exactly what's going on in their psyche. They can't stand your independence and they need you to be focusing on them all the time. Before we proceed to reason number 2, I am wondering if you have had an experience like this. If yes, what was it like? How did that impact you? Let me know in the comments, and as always, help other survivors feel connected and less alone in their journey of healing and recovery after narcissistic abuse. Reason number 2, grandiosity. This one explains their behavior to the fullest. They are grandiose. They think they know a lot more than you. They think they are better than you, so they have to interrupt. As I was explaining earlier, you are seen as an extension of theirs. So you are this trophy wife, trophy husband, trophy son, trophy daughter, trophy whatever, who represents them in public. Whatever comes out of your mouth is almost seen as them speaking to the person. They are heavily image focused and driven by the fake reputation they create in people's eyes. You have to remember that. So to maintain that, they scrutinize every single word that comes out of your mouth. More than being focused on the call, you are focused on them. Because they give you these weird, aggressive looks, and they just clench their teeth and they make weird gestures and movements in the body. You feel so threatened, you are cornered, your eyes are locked in, you're just now starting to stutter because you do not know how will the next line or the next word be perceived by this monster who just cornering you in that moment. How do I know this? I have seen it happening firsthand. My father used to do it all the time, and the shaming was extreme. So you never get to be yourself because of their grandiosity, and they control everything. No matter how wrong they are, they still think you should have said it that way. You shouldn't have uttered that word. You shouldn't have spoken it in that tonality, and so on. With being grandiose, they're also entitled because they do not respect the fact that you are having a personal conversation with someone. They just start creating this noise. They start interrupting you. They start correcting you in the midst of the call without caring what will the other person on the other side think about you or your relationship with them. They disrespect you. That's why I said the shaming is extreme. And then you don't know how to explain it to the other person because it's going on, they are listening to the conversation, and you are stuck in the middle, which makes you feel helpless, and that is how you get traumatized. Reason number 3, jealousy. They're extremely jealous of your happiness. They can't stand the fact that you are sharing a moment with someone because they have to be the alpha and the omega. They have to be everything that you will ever experience, happiness or sadness, when sadness is the only thing they ever make you experience. So when you spend a moment with someone, when you find some respite in a conversation with a loved one, with a family member, they interject themselves into the conversation, they start correcting you, or they will create a conflict out of nowhere. Chaos erupts, and now you are explaining yourself, justifying yourself, defending yourself to the narcissist, completely shifting your focus away from the conversation. When they see you laughing, smiling, or just enjoying your time, they get filled with rage. They get filled with that fire because they can't let you fly. They can't let you be yourself. They can't let you experience the positive, the lighter side of life. No, they have to keep you in the darker side. They have to keep you surrounded by their evil. Why? Because that is how they feel powerful. That is how they feel good about themselves. So whenever you share your positive experiences, whenever you are just trying to take off, whenever you are trying to just make a difference in your life, in other people's life, and you are talking about it on a phone call, they destroy it. Number 4, and the last one, sadism. It's an addition to the third point. They are sadists by nature. Every single form of a narcissist has some level of it. They extract pure joy out of disrupting your life rhythm. They love it when they get to destroy your conversations with others, and they love to see your life turning into a mess, a full-blown chaotic mess. Let's say you work in an office where you have to keep attending these calls, and the narcissist in the background always interrupts them covertly or overtly, and your work doesn't get completed. What do? Nothing in the situation. You have to deal with the chaos, you have to deal with the mess, and they love the fact that you feel so torn apart, so all over the place. Their sadism is what drives their narcissistic controlling behavior because they have no empathy whatsoever. They have zero regard and respect for you, which is why if you are going through something like this, you should leave immediately when it becomes possible for you. So in a nutshell, we can say a narcissist interrupts you when you're calling directly or indirectly by making loud, rude commentary in the background just to gain control over you, just to capture your attention, just to punish you. They do it out of their jealousy as well. They may behave aggressively, they may correct you right in the presence of the other person, only to shame and disrespect you, only to make you feel small in yourself so that they can feel bigger. What an insecure piece of evil. What a monster. They do this to cause you harm. And if a person is so driven to cause you harm, how can they be any good to you? I'm saying that only because many people are confused by good memories and good experiences they have had with a narcissist. Well, nothing was good. Every moment that you spent with the narcissist was filled with pain. Sometimes it was subtle, other times it was quite obvious. You have to see it for what it is to set yourself free. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll talk with you in the next one. As always, let the healing begin and continue.